Over 6 weeks ago, I put out this tweet and a film breakdown against the New York Jets, week 1, basically saying, I already think Dominick Puni is playing like one of the best guards in the entire NFL. And I was met with a lot of pushback. Whoa, slow down, buddy. You're getting ahead of yourself. Oh, how can you determine that? How can you say such a thing after one game? Because I think that I am good at being able to project out talent. And as a result, this is exactly what we have gotten. Dominic Puni is one of only two guards in the NFL who has played in at least 7 games this season and has not allowed a quarterback sack or a hit. So, you know what else I think hit? My take on Dominic Puni, and we have some film to also back up the claims as well, because Dominic is really playing at that high of a level. And these are just a couple examples. These probably aren't even representative of all his best plays, but we're going to get a little bit of pass, we're going to get a little bit of run. And again, just showcasing what Dominic Puni is really good at. One of the things that I love about Dominic, he is so unbothered when he knows he has help to the inside. You can see the second the defensive tackle slants inside, he knows he has Brendel for help. He's just looking for help. That's one of his best traits, is he's always there to help, and that's why he typically finds himself blocking too. We'll get a little bit of an example of that coming up soon. And on this touchdown run, this is a lot of Dominic Puni right here. So watch him. They're going to double, so you get the big push. Do you see the push of the defensive tackle when Dominic Puni engages? So that completely helps Brendel get the correct leverage on the defensive tackle. Then Puni peels off to linebacker and then gets the linebacker out of the hole. This is a phenomenal job by Dominic Puni. Obviously, you get help from Colton McKivitz and Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle, but Dominic Puni is right in the middle of it all, and he does a phenomenal job helping on two defenders, which opens up a big hole for Isaac Garendo. So you absolutely love to see that. And again, it's a walk in a park, for a guy like Dominic Puni when it comes to some of these pass blocking reps. 92's got nothing. It's like he tries to rip, he tries to disengage. Dominic Puni's too strong. His upper half is properly engaged. He's got his hands on the inside. You can see, yeah, there's a little holding there, but that's what it is. There's holding on every play. And as long as you get your hands in the right spot, don't let your arm. I really do think the key to not getting called for holding as an offensive lineman is arm extension. If your arm stays at this 90-degree angle, they're going to let that slide. You can see it's when you get away from the body. If you can keep the head and the hands in, they're not going to call it, and they shouldn't, because there's holding on every play. It's when it's egregious, it's when it's clear and obvious. And these, to me, this is good technique in my opinion. This is great ability to be able to not get shed and stay engaged and be able to win your rep with ease. In this one too, you're going to get a similar situation. They're going to try to squeeze basically two into the B gap, and Colton McKivitz is going to block down, which he should, but also while Puni is blocking his guy, he is actually still helping on McKivitz's guy. And again, does a great job. This is a zero blitz. Brock Purdy does a phenomenal job of knowing exactly where he's going with the football, and they get it out on time. This, again, is another example of his cerebral ability to be able to pass off stunts. So you can see the defensive tackles crashing down, and then they're going to loop around. So with the other defensive end crashing as well, Dominic has to move and pick that up. And he does, actually. He actually gets him on the ground. McKivitz It's happening fast. Would be ideal for him to punch the defensive end down and be able to pick up the looping linebacker, but still, nonetheless, Puni was ready for it. He was ready for the looper, and just being there ready for it gets the defensive end on the ground as well. So Puni is just really having a phenomenal season. You could see right here, one on one again, defensive lineman is trying to rip and shed and get off, and you can see, man, he has got a lock on the inside of those pads, and that's what you got to do as an offensive lineman. You got to grab on, and you got to make sure that you don't get tossed around enough so it gets called as a blatant hold or anything like that. This is beautiful. This is great. This is exactly the way you want to see. And as a result of that, the defensive tackle, he's got no answers. None of his moves works because Dominic is just got him. Again, another example from like what we saw earlier is he's helping Brendel right now, but he's got eyes to the outside. So he's just waiting. He's waiting for something to happen. He's either waiting for McKivitz to get beat to the inside, a delayed blitz, doesn't matter. But again, just literally waiting for something to happen because he's in complete control of the guy in front of him. Brock Purdy's able to make a play and bounce out. This is again going to see his ability to try to block too. He's got the defensive tackle in front of him. They're sliding right. So the second he goes inside, he knows Brendel will be there to help. And then he gets eyes back to the outside. You can see McKivitz doing what he can to hold up. They got a little bit of a hand fight situation going on. So what Puni does is like you can see he's got one hand on both defender right now. So what he is helping McKivitz with is ensuring that that defender doesn't go inside and they continue to ride him out of the pocket. And then you can see Puni go to this guy and then come back to his other guy. He's literally going back and forth between blocking two guys. This guy, then this guy. That's what you call awareness as an offensive lineman. That's what you call cerebral ability. Again, oh look, blocking too. This was one of the earliest trends that we found with Dominick Puni on tape. It's one of the reasons why I said what I said super early on before he had really played any NFL ball. You could see the processing. You could see how well he plays the position. Defensive line's going to crash down. All right, that's a key for you as an offensive lineman that they're bringing something on the backside, and that's exactly what they do. They try to bring a linebacker right at him, and look at that. He's blocking two. He's got one hand on the original defensive tackle, and he's got another hand on the linebacker. Blocking two. Great job by Purdy reading hot, getting that thing out in a hurry. Again, just that like this is a difficult block being one on one with the defensive tackle, and for this long of a time, you can see Purdy's working through every single one of his progressions before he finds Ricky Pearsall, and Dominic is just dancing with him, not letting him shed, not letting him get by, and it's a great job by Dominick Puni for sure. And again, you can see Dominick Puni's impact in the run game, just washing his guy out. Great job by the offensive line up front to be able to open up this hole, and a really good job by Isaac Garendo. But again, these are just some of the examples of Dominick Puni. He had more plays, throughout the game, and really just a glimpse into again some of the high level play that he has. He is like I said back then when I said I think he's already one of the best guards in the NFL. He was the second best offensive lineman day one almost. Um, when he came in the preseason, it was apparent. It was apparent how good of an offensive lineman he really was, and the stats are starting to bear it out. Now you're comparing him against former, all pros and Pro Bowlers at the position, and he's performing better than some of them. So I got some pushback, and I get it. I get it when you make these grand proclamations before a player has even done anything, and you're like, I'm telling you right now, the NFL messed up. They let the 49ers get a potential future all pro. And they're like, dude, the guy has played 1 week of football. What are you on? Like, I get that. But part of the evaluation process for me is projection, is projecting out, not only evaluating what you see now, but projecting it out and being able to see what you envision the improvement, envision the players getting better, and that's how you project out and actually be accurate on those projections. And so, with what we're seeing from Dominick Puni, just like I said he might be one of the best guards in the NFL through the first, what is it, 8 weeks of the NFL season. He is one of the best offensive guards in football. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.